Hi everybody, in case you don't know me, I am April and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to talk with you guys about, we'll say stress-free sort of wedding planning. I want to do a video just kind of about how to make the wedding planning process less stressful for you. Just because, I mean, let's be real, if you're planning a wedding, it's stressful. It's gonna be stressful. There are gonna be things and times and whatever, certain events, certain whatever mishaps, things like that, that are going to make you a little bit crazy. There are things that are gonna happen that are gonna make you so stressed out. They're gonna make you so sad, so upset, so this and that, you know, whatever. It's all part of the process. And that hasn't all happened to me, which is part of why I'm making this video, but it hasn't all happened to me. I just see that it happens even when people don't have all that much stress surrounding their wedding planning. There's a lot of moving parts. It gets stressful. I'm actually getting married next month, and up until this point, everybody has told me, everyone has made a comment, or most people I should say, you know, like coworkers, friends, everybody, they're like, you are the calmest bride I've ever seen. Like, I forget that you're getting married because you don't even seem stressed out. Like, you're the most stress-free bride. You're like this and that. Like, every which way to say it, I've been told. And most of it is kind of the case. Like, I really haven't been super stressed out, but I would say that these last like 2 to 3 months have gotten a lot more stressful, just because you kind of get down into like the little details and the things that you need to figure out, or like bachelorette planning and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, yeah, then it kind of starts to get to you a little bit more. It started to get to me a little bit more, but just in what I've seen before compared to my experience, pretty night and day. Like, yeah. So if you want in on a few tips that I have for stress-free or less stressful wedding planning, then keep watching. Okay, so my very first tip, and it may sound silly, but agree from the beginning. You and your partner agree that this is not going to be stressful. That is what I told Ryan. I was like, look, no, like, we're not doing that. It's not gonna happen. This is a time in our life that is supposed to be so happy, like such a joyous thing for us both. And we need to be happy and present and kind of like, I want to remember this, you know, like when I'm, I don't know, 10 years down the line, 50 years down the line, like when I'm telling our kids about it, I want to look back on it and be like, oh my gosh, do you remember? Sorry, my dog's chewing his bone, sorry. But I would be like, oh my gosh, I remember doing this and I remember doing that, and oh, it was so much fun, and there was this and there was that. Not like I was crying after a glass of champagne because I hated everything about what I was doing and nothing was going right and people were fighting. Or like me and Ryan as a couple, like we're fighting, you know? No, absolutely not. So from the beginning, I told Ryan, I want to marry you. I love you. I'm so excited. Yes, 100% let's do this, but let's both promise each other that this is going to be a really positive experience. This is going to be, okay, that is not going to work, dog. Back to what I was saying. Basically, just you and your partner plan from the beginning that this is not going to be stressful for you guys. That you are going to make this a stress-free, happy memory for yourselves, and just always keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind, so that when things do get stressful, remind yourself, okay, remember, you're gonna look back on this time one day. Don't be mad about insert thing you shouldn't be mad about. Just make yourself that promise, make them that promise, do it together. It's gonna help you again. All right, tip number 2, do a little bit of research first and then figure out what your budget is. Don't think like, this is my budget, this is what I'm sticking to, that's it, without doing any kind of research, because I guarantee you that until you start planning a wedding, you don't really realize all the things you're gonna need, how much it's realistically gonna cost, how much venues are. Like, you're not thinking about all this stuff beforehand. Nothing wrong with that at all. Like, you plan, you be prepared. You're probably better off than I was, because when I first started, I was like, I have zero idea where to start with anything. So like I was saying, do your research first and then figure out your budget, both of you, like you and your partner. This is something that you need to agree on, because I mean, you're taking on financial responsibilities like with and of each other. Basically, you know, their spending, their finances, their debt, their payments, loans, bills, whatever, all that is gonna become yours. And all of yours is gonna become theirs. Like, you need to realize that going into marriage. That's a whole different topic. So figure out your budget together, what you're going to be willing to spend, because People fight about money all the time. So just make sure that while you are going into everything, that you are on the same page financially. And if you are not, then have a larger discussion. Don't have an argument, but you know, both of you, pros and cons, like what is important, what is non-negotiable, all that kind of stuff. Like figure that out and come to an agreement on whatever that is. So have your budget set. And then the other thing like wrapped into this is figure out those non-negotiables, like I said. So what do you absolutely need? Photography, for me, 100%. For Ryan, 100%. Videography, I kind of wanted it. I wasn't 100% sure. Most people are telling me do it, you might regret it. Like, oh, I regretted not doing it, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, I may or may not regret it one day, I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and do without, because to Ryan, he really thought it was a cost that we just didn't need to spend. And at first I was like, maybe I'll come back to him in like a month. Maybe I'll come back to him in like 3 months and I'll change his mind. So I did try it like 1 or 2 times, and I shopped around. I looked at different things. I looked at people's videos. I looked at their videographer, how much it cost. And you know, at the end of everything, to me, I was kind of on the same page with him. I just don't need it. So figure out your non-negotiables. Make sure that you guys are on the same page with those. Whatever is very important to them, they should have. It's your wedding day, you know, you do this once, and same for you. Whatever you want, you should be able to do. But try your best to be realistic, because as special as this day is, you're starting on a special journey with someone. Like there's so much more to come. Although this day is huge and it's important and it should be what you want, don't go crazy to the point where you're gonna regret it later. You know, where you're gonna be like, in retrospect, I probably didn't need to spend, you know, however many hundreds of dollars on these very specific plates. Like, it's not that big of a deal. They're not even in a single photograph. No one remembers what they look like. I barely remember what they look like. Like, they're plates. People are gonna eat. It's gonna be fine. So figure out your non-negotiables, all that stuff. It will save you the headache down the line. Okay, so point 3. Point 3, this one is important. Important. And it is the best advice that I think, I don't know why I'm screaming. This is the best advice I think that I could give to anyone who asks me about, I don't know, wedding stuff. Try to find, if you can, an all-inclusive venue. It will save you so much headache. Our venue is incredible. I love our venue. It's outdoors, it's beautiful, the staff is amazing, and they're so pleasant. This experience with them has been nothing but pleasant. Like from the very beginning, since we met them, since we first emailed with them to now, incredible. And super affordable when it comes to planning an Orange County wedding. Anyway, find an all-inclusive venue if you can, because venues, you know, you'll find something and it'll be like, oh, $6K, that's not bad. Like, you know, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go with that. And then we can just do our own stuff from here and there and blah, 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 blah. Not every place is like that. Most of them need you to follow, you know, their little guide of preferred vendors. You don't have, they won't give you the exact one, but they'll give you like 5 to choose from, and it has to be one of those 5. And a lot of times, like the catering companies will have a 9K minimum or 6K or even more than that. And then the bar will be a separate charge, and that'll be like, you have to spend this much money, or you have to get this certain packet, or you have to use our DJ, and like this is what they cost. There's just so much that goes into it. If you can, shop around, try to find venues that are all inclusive, and then go and check them out. Go see if there are certain things that you love about certain places, things that you absolutely hate or like a hard no for you, because if so, then rule that one out. And if not, then you'll have these different places and everything figured out, so that you won't end up seeing your budget climb and climb and climb and climb and climb, because now you've had to do catering, you've had to do a bar, you've had to do a DJ, you've had to do your own decorations, you've had to do you know, this much money for round tables versus farm tables versus whatever other kind of tables there are. You know, this for nighttime overhead lighting for some reason. It adds up so quickly. I think we looked at like, I don't know, 4 venues, 5 venues. And when we found this one, we loved it. We put the deposit down that day. We were like, this place is perfect. It has everything we want, everything we need. These people are amazing. Let's do it. And that's what we did. And we have not looked back, and we do not regret it one bit. Everything has been amazing. So knock on wood, fingers crossed, that continues and everything looks great. But even if it doesn't, you know what? Like everyone has told me, something's gonna go wrong on your wedding day. Something, big or small, one thing, 10 things, just prepare for that. It is your wedding day. That is what is important. It is the day that you are marrying your best friend, your life partner, this person who means so much to you. So please, please do not lose sight of that because of napkins. Like that, just don't. And one more thing, you're gonna find a lot of venues, you're probably gonna like fall in love with them pretty quickly. I know I did. I saw certain places and I was like, no. And then I saw the ones and I was like, oh, this is the place. I think I said this is the place to 3 places. The first 2, the very first one I loved, and those people ended up being straight crazy. We'll just let them be. And then the second venue I loved, but exactly that. It was like add up and 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 add up. And of course, all of them are gonna be like, it's really important to us to be a place for young couples to be able to afford to get married. No, don't believe them. They all say that. There are certain ones that mean it. There are certain ones that say that because it sounds good. And you'll know those as soon as you see them. Your budget might be higher than mine. Go for it. Your budget may be lower than mine. Don't be discouraged. Just explore, shop around. You'll figure it out. Okay, point number 4. Cut, or at least like consider, your DIYs and extra expenses. Keepsakes, I don't know. What do you want to do? Invites, I don't know. What do you want to do? Is that stuff important to you? For me, and for Ryan, keepsakes, no. It's not happening at our wedding. We don't want it. We don't care. And then with invites, some people need these really extravagant, beautiful looking invites, and that's fine. If that's what you want, you go for it. It's your wedding. But if you're like me, no. So we sent ours out. Everything was on one little card that went inside, and all the RSVPs are online. That for me is a dream. Other people may disagree. Totally fine. But again, an expense that we could cut, because some people were telling me, I did not realize from the beginning of this whole wedding planning process how expensive invitations are. It was a lot. I mean, I guess it depends on like what your definition of a lot is, but for me, it was just an expense that I was like, that is like however many new pairs of shoes, clothes. That's, Ryan loves all his little like electronic-y things, like, nope. This dog. So just think about those little like DIYs that you want to do, if like making your centerpieces, stuff like that. If that is all stuff that you want to do, by all means, you go right ahead. But pay attention to a bonus that I'm going to give you in a minute. All right, point number 5. Everybody is different with the way that they plan their wedding party. There are certain things that you need to do. I mean, maybe it's very important in your family for your family to be in the wedding. Maybe it's not. Make sure that whoever you are putting into your wedding party is incredibly important to you, and if you can, is not dramatic, because that will save you a lot of headache. And also make sure that they are reliable, because that is going to help you so much, because things are gonna get stressful, okay? I'm gonna let you know, things are gonna get stressful. They just are. No matter what you do, you're gonna run into little hiccups with certain things. And for me, it really hasn't been the wedding. It's been more like side planning things that have been a little bit more stressful for me, just because then you realize, oh my gosh, I need to get everybody's address. There are all these little things. So you want to have people who are going to help you, not make that more stressful. Some people aren't as reliable when it comes to things like that. Some people want to make things all about them and want to fight with people in the wedding party or make you feel these certain things. Like, don't deal with those people, please. You are not obligated to have those people in this special time of your life. You're not. They can be invited, and that's good enough. It's a very special time in your life. So just don't feel pressured to do things that you don't want to do. There's a very nice and respectful way to tell even the most opinionated people, no. You can't make everyone happy, and your happiness and the happiness of your partner is more important than any of those people, because you're entering into a marriage with them, something that is going to be special between you two. You are gonna, plan to start a family, be that with children or the two of you. Like, you're a family. You guys are the most important to each other. So make the both of you happy together before anyone else. That's my advice on that. All right, and then I've got 2 bonuses for you guys. The first one is, and this is what I kind of referred to a little bit ago, anticipate your stress. Anticipate it. So what do you know is going to stress you out? What do you know you're going to have to do that you do not currently have? Are you going to have to renew your passport? Are you going to have to collect addresses for family that maybe you only see once a year or once every 5 years? Are you going to want to do all of your centerpieces? Are you going to want to do DIY things for everything? Are you going to want to like dip candles in glitter or something for your centerpieces? I don't know. What are these things that at some point, no matter how happy they make you, are going to cause you stress? What are those things? Make yourself a list and then you can work backwards. You start thinking about it now. That doesn't mean you have to like start dipping your candles in glitter today, but like think about all these things that you think you want to do. If you have your whole Pinterest board figured out, okay, what are you actually going to make happen? How long is that going to take you? If you're going to have 10 tables of people, that's 10 centerpieces, that's 25 centerpieces, that's however many centerpieces. So how long realistically do you think that's gonna take you? Have you ever done this like craft thing before? Do you need to teach yourself before you can do it? Like anticipate anything that could possibly stress you out, small to big, whatever it is. Anticipate it so that you hopefully won't be stressed out by it. You'll be prepared for it. So even if it does kind of stress you out, at least you will have prepared. So you'll have certain things going, you know, certain things in motion, and you'll be okay. And last bonus, the last thing I'm gonna share with you here that I think is key, it is the most important thing. If you remember anything from this video, please let it be this. You get married only once, hopefully. That's the hope. You and this person are going to share this special day this one time. Please make it happy, make it enjoyable. Don't allow yourself to fight, I don't like that, to argue and to be upset and to be stressed out about stupid things. Please don't argue with each other over, like I said earlier, a napkin. Like, who cares? Plates, who cares? Think about the important things. Think about your non-negotiables. Make those a priority. The rest of it doesn't matter. You are getting married. You are going to be with the person that you love forever, and you are celebrating a day that is meant to be for you two, that is meant to be celebrating you two. Do not lose sight of that, please, because it's so important, it's so beautiful, it's so special, it's so precious. So keep it that way. Do whatever you need to do to make this time stress-free for yourself. Bring yourself back to center and remind yourself, this is my wedding. I'm gonna look back at this 20 years from now, or tell my daughter about it one day when we're planning her wedding, or son, about this time in my life. And I don't want the first thing I remember is, oh my God, remember when I acted like a psychopath because we forgot my hairspray? Like, don't do it. Like, it's not worth it. Be happy, be happy. Take this in. This is a special time, like I've said a million times. Don't let the bad outweigh the good and the special of this day. Make sure that you cherish it, you keep it special in your heart, make it special for you and your partner, make it happy. It's gonna be an enjoyable, happy, wonderful, fantastic, exciting, loving memory for you. So that is what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed these tips. If you have questions on more specifics, I can definitely get into that. I can do a follow-up video if you want, but I really kind of wanted this to be more about the experience and making sure that you guys really enjoy this time in your life, because it is truly so important and special and wonderful. So again, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you find this helpful. Let me know in the comments below if it is. Please, please, please remember to subscribe. I just spit on myself. That was disgusting. I'm sorry if you had to see that. But subscribe. I have so much more in store for you guys. More of these types of videos, more vlogs. So please subscribe if you enjoy watching, which I hope you do. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.